Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Anna. How are you doing? Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome back to your regularly scheduled 2 hours of relaxation and abject terror. Although, having said that, Vintage Story is rapidly turning into 2 hours of relaxation and abject terror. For more or less the same reasons, funnily enough. That is the presence of bears and wolves. Except in the long dark, you at least get a bit of warning. So where were we? I was sort of planning a beachcombing trip. And I can't remember the reason things got delayed. Oh, blizzards and so on and so forth and what have you, I think. So I think I just better get on with it because I can't actually remember where I was. Well, I sort of remember I was probably in the... Yeah, I was here. And it is... Yeah, light's falling. Okay. And as usual, I don't remember what food I've got on me except for a bunch of apples, which aren't really worth it. I've got water. Yes, sort of. It's not too bad. And at some point I need to cook all this lot up. It'll probably be rancid by the time I get back, and then I'll cook it up and it'll be still good. Not sure what happens if you eat rotten, mouldy, rancid meat if you cook it to dryness. I suppose if you were hungry enough you'd find out. In principle, we are relatively safe. With certain values of relatively and certain values of safe. I mean, I'm safer than if there was a moose over there, and I'm safer than if there was a bear coming in either direction, which is possible. Morning, Chad, if you're there. There was a wolf sort of haunting me around here, but I think it sloped off over in that direction. In fact, I'm just going to have a quick check. Yeah, there he is. I think that's him. I probably ought to shoot him when I get the chance, but let's let him be, or her. I ought to take a screenshot while I remember, just in case something better shows up. It has to be said, this morning's little episode of Vintage Story did quite well. Last I checked, I think it was 71 views, 35 concurrent. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Heck of a lot better than it was yesterday. I can only assume that Anna liked and shared it before she went to sleep. Oh. Don't yawn like that, Astrid. He is safely over there. And the bear that comes... I was just wondering if you liked and shared Vintage Story this morning before you went to sleep. Yes. I don't know. Just waiting for night to fall, really. and hoping I don't get another blizzard. I'm not looking forward to the next bit, carrying 10 kilos of salt. Well, thank you very much. That explains the numbers. So, to get out of here, the best way appears to be to dash along the ice and then cut straight up, rather than my usual, which is to go up that road. I don't like going up that road anymore because it means I'm heading straight towards the bear's den. And I have encountered his footprints and then the bear. I don't really need to know that, but thank you. I'm very tempted. Today's actually, if anyone's interested, today's vintage story was my most successful episode. Not just in well, it wasn't actually the most successful in terms of views, but in terms of what I managed to get done and not dying. I imagine there are people who play that game in hardcore. That is, once you're dead, you're dead. I am not sufficiently skilled to do that. Although I can certainly see that it's possible. In the same way that Minecraft there are Minecraft players who can survive for thousands of hours in hardcore. Although although it has to be said, and I don't know if anybody does this, in Minecraft hardcore, technically, I think you could actually make it look like you hadn't died when you had, because you could always back up the game if you weren't streaming live. Pretty certain, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there were players playing a hardcore world who did that. Not quite sure what I'm doing, just waiting for nightfall, I guess. Some of the I survived 100 days in fill in the name of the name of the game. Yeah, apparently they do cheat that. And I have long wanted to do a video like that. I survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, and all I do is sit in a room and don't do anything for 100 days. My attempt at satire, and then sit back and just talk. Alright, let's hope the weather holds up.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Didn't I have... Oh, I was going to say, I'm pretty certain... Oh. I'm pretty certain I had some more wolf pelts. Wrong one. No, right one. Oh. Thought I made water. Okay, well that tells me what I'm doing tomorrow. Oh, it's doing this whole stupid thing where it opens the wrong blasted drawer. I didn't stick any water in here, did I? No. Apparently I've got some coffee in here. Forgotten about that. It looks like coffee is one of these things which doesn't actually deteriorate over time. I can only assume bacteria have too much sense. Well, I know that's not true. Fungus will grow on coffee. Okay, let's just... I'm getting bored. I don't know about anybody else. What do you want to bet we get an Aurora tonight? And then I go and look and find there's an interesting trade. Oh, past time. How come the bed doesn't deteriorate over time? Don't suggest that to the devs, Mike. Please don't suggest to the devs that beds deteriorate over time. Okay, remind me to pick up water from the... Oh, I did that water cooking session. I delivered the water to Sutherland, didn't I? Okay. Remind me to pick up water from the fishing hut. Alright. Well, don't remind me. I think I can remember. Assuming, of course, we don't step outside and there's a howling blizzard. At which point we have a cooking day. We do not have a day the likes of which I am massively enthused about. This is probably ill-advised. But we're going to do it anyway. I did fix the travois, didn't I? Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Chad. As long as it doesn't get too terrible out here, we're okay. I feel sorry for the wolf. He must be dreadfully lonely. I mean, it's weird. The days when there were sort of 4 wolves over there and 3 or 4 over here. So, beachcombing in the snow. We'll start from the trading spot and then head right. Depending on which way I'm facing. But right from where I'm walking right now. So, in other words, that way. Morning, Tony! There we go. Wait a minute, wasn't there a... Can't remember whether there was a blizzard last night. I say, not last night, yes. Well, it wasn't during the day, was there? Was there? Never mind. We'll just work our way through. Oh, I left the door open on the hut. Yeah. Looks like they cut back on the rabbit spawns. There are normally rabbits on that island. So we'll just follow the shoreline until it gets late enough, or cold enough, or something unpleasant happens. I will say, and I know I keep going on about Vintage Story because I am developing into quite an appreciator of it. There is a certain sense of satisfaction about doing some things which I have not experienced in Minecraft in a while. Although in Minecraft you can make your own satisfaction, so to speak, with things like redstone and automation. But that I never got from a similar time in game compared with Hightail. How did something so heavy get washed up? Yeah, it's getting colder here too. Although probably nowhere near as cold as it is for you all. Anybody need a hatchet? No, I know, I should pick up the fish. Same issue. Don't want to be walking stinkily down the... Oh, there's a deer. Huh. And I have searched this, haven't I? Did I leave anything behind? Oh, look at that. I have left wood behind. That's good to know. I had a slightly heart-stopping moment there where I looked at that and thought, 3 wolves over there? Okay, dear. Oh my goodness. Would you believe I just picked up 7 arrows? Ah. Good grief. The stacking mechanism is crazy. Oh, that's a valid point. That's a very valid point. Although, to be honest, we don't generally get people with ill intentions. Oh, yeah, that's a point. Oh, good heavens.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I'm so overladen now I can't move. That's ludicrous. Yeah, you can. I believe you can. I've got 45 arrows. I am carrying too many arrows. Oh, salt. I forgot there was salt over here, if I ever knew. "45 arrows." Oh, and don't forget, I've got 7 spare arrowheads on me and a bunch of broken arrows. I've probably got enough for 50 or 60 arrows. And that doesn't count the 23 I've got in Desolation Point. I'm going to start leaving arrows behind. Oh yeah, I may have to dig out the travois at this point. I wish I could feel safe to... Oh no, I can't do it, can I? I was just thinking it would be nice if I could use the travois to get to Mystery Lake, but I think that is difficult. There are going to be places where I'd have to unpack, carry, and do the whole trip to Yukon thing, which I've talked about before. I think I talked about that, where people going to the Yukon goldfields would sort of buy everything they needed, and of course they'd have to carry it all themselves. So they would literally carry, put their stuff down, and then start transferring it over the next couple of miles and then go backwards and forwards carrying the stuff and then rinse and repeat all the way to the Yukon, because at least in the early days, and I don't know about later, there was no other way of getting supplies to the Yukon. That must have been grinding, terrible work. And of course, for most of them, complete waste of time. Yeah, there are ways of doing it. I mean, you could do as I suggested. You know, you take the travois as far as you can, unpack, reload. Yeah, you could do that. The wind is not sounding particularly good. And yeah, I have seen that. And I am now rendering myself in a somewhat unsafe position. Because I've got so much stuff. Oh, grief. Have you seen the stash that's waiting for me off over here? I think what I ought to do is actually go back and oh, good heavens. Are you seeing this? That's 9 hatchets.
I'm gonna have to leave some.
Yep. She has, in fact, reached a limit of carrying. Oh. Yep. Just gonna retreat. That's ludicrous. And yes, I know I ought to do something about them. The fish. But we can't do much more than... yeah. Good grief, this is insane. "17 broken arrows." Where's my regular arrows? Yeah. No. No. I mean, that's 12 I might have picked up. The only problem with the fish is I can't carry him. Well, I might do.
Barely walk with this much gear.
I don't know whether this will make a difference. We just slowly back away and drop them in one spot. So that at least that is well, I've done that myself, haven't I? I was persuaded. What is it I need to... Yeah, this. Good heavens. I mean, I've got enough axes now to make another chest. Yeah, I ought to put it on the travois. I'll tell you what, I'll do it on the... Well, actually, I think I've got too much fish to fit in the travois. No, he won't want that raw fish because he can't use it. Remember? It's ruined. Stick. And I'm actually reaching the point now. Oh, okay. If you don't mind, I don't particularly want to test that hypothesis. And this is the area where it is a sort of mandatory fall through thin ice area. So... yeah, I didn't like that cracking noise, I can tell you. Now, I got a suspicion what raw fish there is. Oh! Well, for half a second I thought there was a bear, but it's not. It's just a rock pretending to be a bear.
is getting too heavy to carry.
Hang on. Oh, yeah. And I have almost reached... No, they didn't. They didn't disappear, look. Didn't disappear on the travois. And I've reached almost the carry limit. And I think I'm just going to call that a day. And this is the point at which probably they discover that... Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a suitable disaster. Getting late in the day too. I may have left it a bit late. Do I want to go that way or this way? I'll go this way. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 40 minutes of picking up rotten, stinking fish. And more hatchets than I know what to do with. Why couldn't it have been knives? Or quality tools? I don't need hatchets, I could always use knives. Well, you can drop them, but that's as close as you can get. And I mean drop them as decoys. It's funny to think, you know. Oh, I'm carrying 29 arrows. There are 26, I think. Is it 26? No, not. How many arrows have I got in here now? 17 broken arrows. Oh, yeah. 11. I've got 27 arrows on the travois, plus 17 broken ones, plus the 30 I'm carrying. I mean, honestly, when was the last time I needed to be carrying more than 12 arrows? Oh, when I went after the moose. Because I did shoot a bunch of my arrows at the moose, didn't I? Most of them missed. Except for 3. one of which resulted in a thorough stomping and the other of which killed it. Here's something else I wish they had in the game. Spears. In this environment, I would definitely want a spear. Well, there's the deer on the ice. Yeah. We'll call it a... hang on, what's a full sheaf of arrows? A full sheaf, I think, is 24. So. It's almost tempting to go back to Desolation Point and leave arrows there, but I've got 23 arrowheads there, so I could... I think I left some birch sticks there too. So I could actually go back with no arrows and re-equip. Hello, dear. Ah, I knew it was too good to be true. Oh yeah, I am going to have to deal. I'm going to have to deal with them. See if I can just stay away. Oh, I'm running the wrong way. Hey, Riss. Welcome back. Yeah, I was actually headed the wrong way. I should have been heading over that way. No problem. You got to see a bit of Vintage Story. A game which has some similarities to this one. Witch cat. Can't be referring to mine because I don't have one, either in the game or in reality. I did pick up this, didn't I? Oh, you're kidding me. "35 arrows. 35 arrows. Oh, that's the Misanthrope's Island. Have not seen Eugene yet this morning. Yep. I would happily trade in some of the arrows for a couple of knives. More hatchets than I know what to do with. We are talking about game stuff so far. Oh grief, I've already lost count. 60 or so. Not counting the broken ones, of which I have, what, 17 at last count? Still got about 200 days before I match my last one. I thought, and my memory says, that if you didn't beachcomb, then the stuff just vanished. But apparently, no. Oh, and I've probably now got about 1 kilogram of fishing gear. I could successfully fight a battle with a small pack of zombies. As long as you didn't have to make consistent headshots. And I still need to cook up water when I get back. A special treat. There is no ending to the game except death. It's the one thing you can be sure of. The game will end when you die. Not unlike life. Or pinball. I'm gonna have to play up my usual paranoia when I get to the pier and make sure that no other wolf has respawned over there. The other way this game ends is when Black Frost comes out. If it comes out. You know, you see that? You probably can't see it. There's a little speck ahead there by a tree right in front of the screen. Every time I see that for half a second, I think, is that a wolf? Right. Yeah, this is the letterbox. So this is the paranoid bit. Where I try to trigger the wolf attack while I'm not carrying the travois. Okay. Well, English, fortunately, is one of those languages where, as Yoda demonstrates in Star Wars, you can pretty much throw words against the wall and we'll understand. Do you know one thing I have not done this entire run? I have not thrown a stone at a rabbit. At least I don't think I have. Have I thrown a stone at a rabbit? I don't remember doing that during this run. Right, I need water, and I ought to cook some fish just for the sake of it. Right, for those of you who haven't seen, here's what we picked up. This is everything we picked up, not counting what I've got on me. 17 broken arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 salmon. 3 flares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hatchets. 5 marine flares. About 2 kilos of salt. And 27 other arrows, not counting the ones I've got on me.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Right. Let's start putting things away. Where am I going to put this stuff? As I crawl to work. I'm going to have separate storage just for arrows. Oh. I've got too many arrows for my storage. I'm going to have to stick them. I've got 2.5 kilograms of 7 arrowheads. Oh, hang on. Oh, plus, in addition to the 12 I've already got.
Walk with this much gear.
Let's see. Oh no, yes, I think I know that much about the game. I don't have enough storage for the... I'm going to have to use the cabinet for 20 kilograms of axes. And I'm not really joking. I've got a cupboard full of nothing but axes. Ah. I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. I am going to start a fire while I do this.
Come on, little fire. This pack is getting kind of heavy.
That's one of the irritating things. All right. That's the irritating thing. They ought to just leave you with the axe head. That would make sense. Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. It's even... I say it's even worse. I am not going to complain. But it is... It is getting crazy. There you go. I've got a stack of 26 arrows on me. Hey, Donnie. How are you doing? You missed the most hilarious beachcombing scene.
Very much more.
I mean... Hey... Hello, Peanut. Hello, Lola. All right. Okay, I've actually got to take a quick break for obvious reasons. I will be back in a sec, back in a couple of minutes. I'll see you then. Right. I'm back. I tell stories.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
But you could argue that's my job.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
Ah, some nice mouldy salmon. Just what the doctor ordered.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
Water, fish. More arrows like shake a stick at. Oh, I'm very glad to hear that, Anna. I'm sorry about the early part of your life. And the reason I'm only sleeping in 2-hour increments is just in case there's a trading opportunity. Which it appears I am not going to get. Right. What I ought to do... Let's see. What ought I to do? I ought to break down... Oh! I still have some salt that I haven't used. And all my fish is cured, and... I've only got... All that came down to 2 kilograms of fish. Which will be my travelling food.
I can barely walk
Oh.
with this much gear.
Great. Cooking day. I think would be appropriate. That's already ruined. Yeah, I think we'll basically cook until we drop. You know, I was going to do something and I can't... Oh, it's... where's my water gone? There, we'll transfer a bunch of that. Oh. Right. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Eh. Hmm. Bit. Oh, I don't need the flare shells. I don't need those. Ah!
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
I'm tired of having that thing around. Don't normally use marine flares. Oh, I forgot. I picked up 7 rounds of rifle ammunition. Where am I keeping my rifle ammo? Where's my rifle ammunition? Oh, it's going to be in one of these, isn't it? $34 gods. That's a lot of gods. You know, I could technically save myself quite a bit of weight by dropping off the revolver and the revolver ammo. When was the last time I Oh, yeah. On the Riken, I did use the revolver then, didn't I? Is there anything else I want to move over while I'm thinking about it? Okay, I said fishing day, didn't I? I want to get rid of that broken arrow.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Right, what am I going to cook first? The fish or the moldy bear meat? Well, the fish is already ruined. Oh, I ought to take it out. Alright. Cooking session coming right up.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
Alright. Just going to temporarily dump this here. While I go out and empty the fish out.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Now, which environment are you talking about, Riss? Well,
It's packed.
not touching that with a 10-foot barge pole. Well, technically, kings and queens mostly aren't democratically elected. Yes. Well, no, he's not my. I say, yeah. Technically, well, yeah, technically, yeah. We have King Charles the whatever he is, third. I am, with apologies. I am not a monarchist.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
One of the more interesting monarchies that I can immediately think of
I can barely
was
walk
the
with this much gear.
supposedly the Spartans, whose kings, and they had two at a time, were kind of, they stayed in power for, I think it was a period of 2 years. And at the end of their presidency, shall we say, they were taken to trial to answer for any wrongdoing they might have done. If you hear noises, there's somebody cleaning up outside.
getting too heavy to carry.
Alright, I think it's time I switched over to making water. Right. Oh boy, let's creep out. Oh, I've got things I don't talk about with anybody, I think. Yes, well.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
And I have barely made a dent in my ruined meat pile. There's my travelling stash. There's the edible meat pile. There's the edible... Yeah. I don't technically need to hunt for food for some considerable time. Yeah, I remember you saying about that, Anna. Oh.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Oh, drat. I badly misjudged that. Ah, what an idiot I am. It's no excuse, really. I do mostly check the status of the fire barrel, but then you do something daft. Eh. times. Ooh, 10:19. I have to drop water on the floor. Oh no, I'll stick it in this chest. Got too much water. That was a situation I never thought I'd say out loud. Where is it? Oh, it wasn't where I was still carrying that. That's silly. Oh, great. Just what I need. Nice cabin fever risk. Because why not? Alright, let's take a trip outside. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Right. There is actually just one thing I want to quickly check on. Give me a second here. Yeah. Oh, this is nice. In the last 24 hours, between this time yesterday and this time today, 485 views. That makes it my best day. Yesterday was officially my best day in... oh, grief. Since November. Yeah, in terms of views, yesterday was my best day, I think, since November. November the 13th. So, oh, and I picked up a subscriber. So thank you very much, everybody. Yep, that is certainly true, Anna. Oops. I'm sorry, Riz. Is that supposed to say there are only 4 seniors? Are you calling me senior? Well, it's a nice day so far. What am I going to do with it?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Oh, scenario. Oh, right. Yes, I'm sorry. I missed the... I missed that. I thought it was seniors. My bad. Feels like 36 degrees. 36 degrees! That is a ludicrous temperature to be saying it feels like. I had to put 8 kilograms of water in there because I don't have any space anywhere else. Everything is completely full of hatchets and oil and arrows. Well, that's... Oh, that's really weird. I entered this earlier. My Twitch preview decided to do something weird. Okay, we're good again. And I actually need the light from that monitor up there to properly illuminate my face so that the chroma key works correctly. I technically should probably get some better lighting so that from over there to back there is consistently lit. Okay. Oh, grief. I do not have much space left. Yeah, no, when I'm the technical aspects, Tony, like I say, if that monitor goes off, there are occasions under which the chroma key, yeah, it's not as well lit as I would like. There's a gradation in green from the top to the bottom, so you have to set the similarity to a certain degree. If I had, and I will have to consider this, a proper light back there, that would work. You're correct. Another box would be appropriate. How much fur have I got?
I can barely walk with this.
That's a silly question, isn't it? How much fur have I got? How many hatchets have you got? 1, 2, 3. Let's recycle our hatchets. I don't believe in ghosts. And I could probably give you fairly good reasons why there are no ghosts. If you want to go down that road. Come on, Riss. You've been around long enough to know I don't believe in the supernatural at all. Unless I am completely... that is almost full. I am definitely going to need a new storage box, and I need a place to stick my scrap metal. You get 1 piece of fir firewood. Yeah, but I got 3 because I recycled 3 of them. What am I sticking in here, so to speak? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I'm not boring. I don't need the supernatural to give my life, to make the world interesting. I find the world interesting. As it is. You know, I think I've said, you know, that the remark... never mind. Right, what are we doing? Rustic storage. Let's not go into what I do and don't believe about God. I mean, suffice it to say, I think you all know I've not, you all know my opinion about the supernatural. I've made it clear enough in the past. Right, what was I going to stick in there? I can't remember now. Nope, I never was a Mr. Bean fan. I understand. I know why he's funny. But I never found him particularly amusing myself. Right, so we have another storage box. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Cooking fish.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Although, to be honest, hatchets. I've only got 9 left. Nah, funny thing is, as I get older though, my sense of humor has changed, so it may be that if I were to watch Mr. Bean again, I might find him amusing. I know when I was much younger, I didn't find Monty Python to be particularly amusing, but now I find it amusing. So, yeah. Well, the British. I know. My first ex-wife tried watching British comedy. She just didn't get it. Oh, I don't want to use the fur. Oh, no, hang on a second. Ah.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry. Come on, little fire.
No, I don't think the world is very boring with science. I did it again. Drat me. Oh. Drat. No, I don't want to do accounting and maths. I want to stream video games and become rich and famous through that. Joking. Or am I? I'm a lousy mathematician. I forgot to keep track of how much firewood I needed. The funny thing is, I was temporarily encouraged by my parents to go and do accounting, but I wanted to do zoology. I wanted to be the next David Attenborough type of thing. I was told there's no money in that. Become an accountant. So I didn't. I went into computers instead, and that was the best compromise I could come up with. And you got to bear in mind, like I say, my early education up to university was heavily science based. My A levels were mathematics chemistry and biology. And then pretty much everything I've studied, if you studied in quotes, kept track of since then, has been primarily history and science. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I meant to say, Anna, little Nugget popped in again this morning. He got home all right. Okay, I've got absolutely no idea what you mean by that, Riss. Do you know what? I forgot to ask. Terrible of me. But he seems to be okay. Right. What am I carrying that's... what am I carrying that's so heavy? No? Oh, it's fish. Isn't it?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Well, time travel into the future is kind of possible if you're traveling at or near light speed. For the person that is traveling at or near light speed. Because time slows or stops. $11 calories. 11. Yeah, he mostly gets in. Yeah, he's the last few days he's made it into the 5 a.m. live stream. Yeah. Right. What am I doing? I've only got a limited time left on the live stream, but I'll carry on for... Actually, limited time. I can carry on for 15 minutes. And this is not the kind of weather to start heading out to Mystery Lake in. So... let's see. That's not the bear, is it? No, that's a lump of rock. No, technically speaking, if you were to travel at light speed and could survive the process, time would stop for you. So as far as you were concerned, you would have traveled into the future. As I said yesterday, in principle, if you have a photon that was emitted 13.8 billion years ago, the time is relative. But no, in principle, as I said yesterday, if you have a photon that was emitted from, say, a sun 13.8 billion years ago, that photon would be arriving now, but for that photon, no time has passed. So, for the photon, it's traveled, and if the photon was then sentient and were to stop and look around, the last thing it would have remembered was, the initial expansion of the universe. Although, actually, it wouldn't remember that because light didn't really. The universe wasn't transparent for approximately the first 380,000 years. It was too hot for light to escape. Do you know one thing I haven't done? I have not.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
I have not checked. You'd have to look into Einstein's theory of relativity to start going into that. Like I say, that's part of the theory of relativity. We do know that it happens. It absolutely happens. It's demonstrable that time slows the faster you go. If you have two precisely aligned atomic clocks, and they've done the experiment, and you send one in an aircraft around the world, and then you can compare it with the one that was left behind, they are now telling slightly different times. We have to deal with relativity to get GPS to work. If we don't account for the fact that the satellites moving around us have a slightly different time displacement, GPS wouldn't work. So it is an absolute fact that, the faster you go, the more the more time slows down. So, then it gets into the discussion of what is time, and then it gets complicated. Right. Let's see. New. Oh, decent. New. Let's fix some of our stuff up. New. Decent. Okay, I need to fix my boots. Especially before I start heading out. What am I doing? Oh, fixing my boots. For half a second there, I thought the repair feature had not worked. That would have been irritating. That's new-ish. You know what? It's about to become only decent, and it's not as if I don't have the means. Let's fix my boots. Hang on. One day I'm going to have to try for the achievement where everything is at 100%. Oh. Wasn't aware I wasn't wearing that. Where's my sewing kits? Oh, they're back here. No. Where's my sewing kits? Hello, sewing kits. Where did I put you? That's empty. Let's search. Right. I could have sworn I had sewing kits. Where did they go? He says plaintively. I could have sworn I had sewing kits. Yes. Thank you. Oh, I should have recycled that one. Yeah, I do. I mean, not that honestly it's hugely that... It's not actually that important, really, is it? Because, yeah. In one of the drawers that I normally can't open because of glitchiness. Alright, that's everything more or less fixed. For now. Oh! What's my bag like? Oh no, that's good enough. Yes, I do. I think my fishing tackle actually weighs in a what? Hang on. Where's my fishing? No, I've got to find out where my fishing tackle is. Where did I put my fishing tackle? I can't remember. Oh, it's in one of the drawers out here, isn't it? Where did I put my... Oh, trap. I got so much stuff now, I can't remember where I put everything. No, I didn't put it there. What? Okay, now I'm slightly bothered. Where did I put my sewing kits? You know what I was thinking just then when I was looking at those two bows I've got in here? I was thinking, why can't I combine them? But that's a Minecraft thing. What? Where in the blue blazes did I put my fishing tackle? I know I transferred them somewhere. Spare knives, more hatchets. Oh, for heaven's sake. Did I just... No? Look, I know I transferred them because I've only got 5 in here. Wait. Where did I put them? What do I think black holes are? People have been speculating about what happens in a black hole once you pass the event horizon for a very long time. But there's a reason it's called a singularity. Basically because we don't know. There becomes a point in the physics describing black holes where mathematics breaks down. Oh, come on! What? This is... Alright, file. I don't think so. Did I put it in the filing cabinet? I didn't think I did. No. Nope. Nope. I know I put... Well, obviously that's empty. That's empty. Empty. Searched. No, not there. Right. Not there. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. At a best guess. Okay, it's not a kilogram. Yes, it is. It was pretty much the only place I did not look. The thing about a black hole is, even if we said, okay, a black hole can act as a rift to another part of the universe or another universe or something, the minor problem is you'd never survive the journey because of the spaghettification that would occur. So, here's one for you. There is one hypothesis, and that is that our entire universe is actually contained within a black hole. I was going to have to do this at some point, and as the stream comes to an end, somehow freeing up 17 arrowheads and innumerable feathers seems appropriate. 17. All right, let's... I've got so many, I can't fit them all in. 36. 80 feathers. I've got so many feathers, it's too heavy. Ah. I've got nearly a kilogram of feathers. Can't transfer them. Right. Oh, that's funny. Alright, now that I've got that, okay, we're going to do a quick tidy up here. We're going to move stuff to where I can more... Right.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Right. You know something is seriously up when Astrid starts complaining after you've transferred the fishing tackle over, that her pack is getting too heavy because she's carrying too much fishing tackle. I think that's funny. I've got too much stuff. It's all full. Right. Do I have any line on me? I don't. That's weird. Okay. Well, I'm going to need to make more storage boxes. Yes, I am. Which is a hilarious concept. I didn't have this much stuff when I was playing in Voyager.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Well, it is time for me to go and get lunch. Oh, and reflect on the fact that I just realized we have 90 people watching. So thank you very much, Anna, for the liking and sharing. That's much appreciated. Thank you, everybody, for watching for as long as you have. If anybody would care to leave a like and maybe subscribe, that would be nice. But you know this kind of thing by now. My schedule obviously will be above my head in a couple of moments, but I'll be back with Warframe this evening if anybody's interested in Warframe. I am currently grinding for a Kullervo, and that will mean something to Warframe gamers, but nobody else. If I don't see you before tomorrow, I hope you all have a great day. Remember to hug your fur babies. Don't forget, subscribers can send me the names of their cats or dogs. And they can be put on the farewell list, which you can see again during intermissions and what have you. Good to see everybody. I will see you all next time.